Culture, the grind, what makes us complete? Voices of the people, rich with pride. AK drops gems, crews rise the vibe. Breaking down the noise, sharing truth and light. So every Tuesday night, down Mr. B, crew takes live, and the combos and lead. Rise, we test the crews, they talk real. Hey, let's talk to
We ain't got none of that phone. Look, that's all we can do.
Is that all you can do?
Look, I'm breathing hard. Can't you hear? This 61-year-old breathing hard.
Do we need to call the medics? 911. What's your emergency? Fire, ambulance, police?
Pay the damn bill.
Pay bill. Hey guys, you know what it is? What?
It's Let's Talk Tuesday.
We like to welcome everybody that's viewing us, no matter where you are. If you're looking at us on the Let's Talk Tuesday page, our YouTube page, which is Cruising Radio 102.8 TV on YouTube, and also on the Cruising Radio Facebook page. We certainly appreciate you, and we appreciate our audience. What's up, audience?
We're on pages with over 100,000 views,
yes,
you guys.
Absolutely.
Over 100,000. So we got some folks gonna be watching tonight from all different states.
Shout out to the Richmond VA Things to Do page. Appreciate all you business people out there. 140 strong, 140,000 strong right now, and growing every day.
Right.
So let me pay these bills. We're so glad that we got the lights on. You know the reason we got our lights on is because of the G Law firm. I tell you every week, if you've been injured and it's no fault of your own, who to call? G Law firm. Why? Because they know it. They say we say it so much. They're relentless, they're reliable, and they have a great reputation. You want to make sure before you talk to any attorney or any adjuster that you know what you're getting yourself into. And so you want to talk to a group of attorneys that's going to tell you exactly what the ins and out of your case will be. Don't settle, because you know what? You might settle too early and you'll have long-term bills, long-term injuries. So make sure that you call the G Law firm, 804-226-4111. You thought I need the time. Also, for a free consultation, go to the glawfirm.com.
Yeah.
We pay the bills.
Let me keep these lights on one more week.
One more week.
Thank you, G Law firm.
Yes, thank you. So that's right. G Law firm, a big hand. Thank you so much for that. Also, thank you, Venue AK. We certainly appreciate this beautiful setup. Girl, all right, yeah.
Always doing too much, right?
Well, we keep it real all night long. Anyway, how you doing, man?
I'm good.
You good?
Yeah. I'm on fumes, but I'm good.
You know, we got a fantastic show tonight.
Yes, you guys.
Some terrific guests here, and we're going to be bringing them up soon. And I want to tell everybody to tell a friend right now to tune in, because there's going to be some vital information if you're a current business owner or you're a potential business owner or a future business owner. You want to know the information that's going to be provided here tonight, because it's going to save you money. It's going to be beneficial not only for your company, but for your employees as well. So I don't know about you, but if I can save a dime or two, that means that I don't have to be out there picking up cans. You know? All right, but ask about. Before we bring up our guest, though, you know, you always come up with that shenanigan.
No, you had a topic, so we had to tap on it because someone's in our DM. We're always in our DM. So we're going to talk about 10 minutes, 5 minutes, and we're going to bring up our special guests.
You
So
know,
we can at least tap on what they're asking us.
and this is something probably I think got started in maybe early 70s, early 80s, when couples were being married. There were always debate about hyphenated names. Yep, I hear your quietness. Y'all make my preacher voice on. Go ahead, say it.
I'm
say it.
Angela Wilson Knight.
And
Wilson is my maiden name.
okay, but that's last.
Well, at least I took his little raggedy last name. I'm divorced now, so I can talk about it. So at least I took his last name, but I kept my maiden name. But I wanted to keep my maiden name
Why?
because I will always be a Wilson. As you know, I'm using the
We got
AK.
some Wilsons in the house. That's for sure.
The Knight happened to work for the business, so I kept that for that reason.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. I'm gonna get right down to it. If you get married again, so do you drop the Knight and add Jones or Hubbard or Bubba or whatever?
It's probably going to be dropped. I probably will be doing Angela Wilson Jones, but I will always be AK because of the business. Okay.
Oh, okay, all right.
So we use his little raggedy names for that purpose only.
Why gotta be
So-
raggedy?
Because he raggedy. That's why. Now I'm talking about you. That's what we do on Let's Talk Tuesday.
Why would he just have been suspect and not raggedy?
That's another whole topic for another whole day.
Oh, okay.
We don't even have enough time. We have special guests in the building.
All right. There was also mentioned about athletes. You see a lot of athletes with hyphenated names. So it's a chance that the parents wanted, that long name on the jersey, St. Clair, Attaway, St. Charles Jones.
I really just want to know, what is the big deal in not keeping the maiden name? What is the big deal?
What's the big deal?
Yeah, what's the big deal? If you keep your maiden name, what is the big deal?
When if Ford brought Chevy, do you think Ford is gonna keep Chevy on it? I don't think so. Because who's the owner?
You're juggling apples and oranges then.
I am not.
Yes, you are.
Look, I'll tell you right now, again, my wife and make sure, first of all, she ain't coming through the door before I say this. Her name is my last name. And because I think that when it comes to legacy, when it comes to lineage, that last name means something. And so you want to water down my name? No, don't water down my name.
It's not watering down. I have his last name.
You diluted it.
You damn skippy.
Yeah, I know I did.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I bet you if you try to get that check, you want that whole name.
We don't get the check anyway. That ain't have nothing to do with that name. We're getting the check anyway. That's another topic for another day. Like I said, we have special guests in the building.
I'm gonna behave tonight because we got guests in the house. Definitely. But audience, what do y'all think? Let me hear
Who's
somebody.
married?
Yeah.
So Tanya, did you keep your maiden name? Damn, why don't you?
My wife didn't either. Won't go in.
All right then.
It's gonna be another topic because we're gonna talk about this on why I kept
And I
it.
have a reason why, she had thought about it, but I'm like, look, you keeping your name and add mine to the back of it, that makes me think, okay, you're expecting something to happen, so you wanted to drop off later on. Come on, man.
Absolutely not.
Hey,
That makes
I'm
no
just saying.
sense. Absolutely not.
That's just some thought. I mean, if you're gonna be with me,
All of my
you're gonna be
life
with
before
me.
I got married, I was a Wilson.
And you
So I wanted to stay
by
and
blood,
keep
you gonna
the
still be a
name
Wilson.
that my mom and dad last name. I'm keeping that name. I will always keep that name. I don't care who I marry.
Mm.
He'll deal with it. He will. Bet you anything he will.
Don't get me started.
On the next husband I marry.
You got me rocking already. All right, here's one. I'm gonna throw a little twist. Fellas, how many of you will take her last name?
No.
Not happening. Not happening at all, buddy. Because, first of all, again, we ain't gonna get too theologically deep with this one.
She's the helper.
She's the help me. She's the partner. It's just like Troutman and, if G were to get a partner, G is the mainstay. But if say Twin wanted to partner with him, it'll be G and Twin. It won't be G Twin. Okay.
Then let's just say I'm Angela Wilson and Knight.
Oh.
However you want to put that. That's what I thought. Speechless. I get them every time, y'all. Anyway, we get ready to start our
Trying to
show.
fix this thing. I'll get you next week. I'm not gonna show out tonight. Okay.
We get ready to start our show, y'all.
Yes. Again, welcome. This is going to be a financially benefit for you to tune in. If you just now, locking in, you just got off the interstate or whatever, 95, 495, 295, all of 95s. You can always come back to, again, the YouTube page, which is Cruise Inc. Radio 102.8 YouTube. You can also go to the Let's Talk Tuesday page. You can also go to the Cruise Inc. Radio Facebook page. And then we're going to be, right after this broadcast, we're going to the mega page, the Let's VA Things to Do, Richmond VA Things to Do. So let's bring our guest up here, because this young man has been doing great things in the Richmond area for over 30 years. Everybody is a household name, but you know him because you see him every day.
Every single day.
Don't say it like that.
Because he working me. He work. We gotta work.
Yeah, okay. Go ahead.
Every day.
Every day?
Every day.
All right. He signed your check too.
Absolutely. So let's bring out this special guest. You're absolutely correct. He signs that
He
check
signed that check.
every 2 weeks. We love our job around there. Marketing is like, we love our job. What we do. We love what we do. So
Good. I'm so glad you love what you do. That means I can get.
anyway, ladies and gentlemen,
I'm about to say.
he's getting ready to come out with something crazy. We're gonna be another whole 10 minutes of talk.
Okay, I'm gonna be quiet.
Ladies and gentlemen, we just talked about the G Law Firm, and as you know, guess who's here today? We're bringing up none other than attorney Donald G, managing partner of the G Law Firm.
Good evening, everybody. I hope that all of you out there in TV land is doing well, because I am. And I look so forward to being here for what, my third or fourth time?
Yeah.
And today I'm going to talk about something that is totally different. Typically, it's about law. It's about accidents. It's about insurances. But today, it's insurance that deals with your health benefits, but it's also tax implications that go with it. So I will tell you all right now to go see that little tag screen going across the screen, sghbusinesssolutions.com. That is a company that me and my partners own. And if you would go to SGH Business Solutions, it has 3 S's in it. If you go to that and you will come across a link, go to the link, fill out the form. And what I'm going to ask you to do is to give me the name of the business that you own, or the name of the business that you work with or that you work for. And at some point, I'd love to communicate with that business. I need an email address for you. I need a telephone number for you. I also would like to know how many people work in that company, whether it's your business or the business where you work, and what your payroll is. If you have a payroll, maybe monthly, bi-monthly, or weekly. And if you have a payroll company that manages that for you, such as Paychex or ADP, if you have one of those, put that on there. And my whole crew will take the time to work up some preliminary numbers for you, so we could, once we start talking about this platform tonight, we'll put you in a position of being able to tell you, 1, additional benefits that you can get, and 2, the tax savings that you can have for your company. And I was very blessed that I have in town 2 of my partners. We were out in rural Virginia today doing a presentation on this very topic that I'm going to talk to you about. And so they came into the studio with me as we got off the road. So I'm going to ask if it's okay to bring on board Eric Sutton and Donna Webb.
All right.
sit down or we're gonna stand up? What do you want to do?
You
I
get
think we sit
Because,
down.
because of this hyphenated name stuff, I want to make sure that you get benefits. I don't want to hear anything.
I'm fine, you can sit.
I mean, and maybe we'll take on, is your name hyphenated, Donna?
No.
Okay, all right. Eric, is your name hyphenated?
No.
Okay. So I
I'll
guess,
stand with him on that.
okay.
Don't hate me for that.
It's okay.
AJ looking at me like.
It's okay.
Well, guys, I have to give you a little bit of background. Of course, Angela tells you about the legal practice that we have. And I'll try to make this very quick. A few years ago, I met this guy and I did some research on a couple of platforms and products. And then last year, he comes and he said, you need to look into this. You need to look into this. It has great benefits for individuals as it relates to their health benefits, but also as a tax strategy. And it has great benefits and savings for an employer, a company. And with that, you sort of scratch your head because I'm going to ask some questions. We're going to talk about this, and you all are going to, first thing you're going to say is, that's got to be a lie. It's too good to be true. All of those type things. But Angela will tell you where we are at the G Law Firm, we decided that we're going to implement this program. And I will tell you, they've already told me if I had a death wish and wish to die, that's the only reason I would take them off, because they're so wedded to this and the additional benefits and income that they get from it. I have to keep them on this for till the end of time. So, Eric, you want to talk to them, or Don, you want to talk to them about some of the great things that go on with the Champion Health Plan?
Donna, you go first.
Oh, ladies first, I guess, I don't know.
She's the resident expert. She's
No.
actually the corporate expert. We're honored to have her here with us in town. So I appreciate you driving in to this
Sure,
as well.
absolutely. Thank you for having me and thanks for including us today. I learned about this at lunch, so
You're very
I'm
welcome.
pretty excited about it. But no, so this is an employer-sponsored but an employee-funded benefit. It's a limited schedule of benefits that was created to complement any other major medical that you have. Okay, it provides tremendous FICA tax savings for the employer, as well as other financial impacts and savings, while providing benefits to you, the employee, with no deductible and no copay. Okay, so it's very proactive in its approach. The owners that created this plan 10 years ago,
Over 10.
they both lost loved ones to cancer. So they wanted to create something that would put benefits in as many hands as possible for employees across the country at little to no cost in doing so. So I have been fortunate enough to be a part of this program for about almost 3 years now. Absolutely love it. I love working with these gentlemen, and I think you're gonna learn a lot today.
Yeah, I think what's really important too is to understand why it was created. Like you said, right? It was because of passion, but we all know 52% of people with health benefits from their employer still don't use their benefits. Why is that? It's because the out-of-pocket costs, right? I may have health benefits, but if it's going to cost me $45 to go see my doctor, right? And then I got to pay another copay for my prescriptions, and then I've got high deductibles, and healthcare keeps going out of control. It's everything a company can do right now to keep healthcare benefits. And we can't use them because they're too expensive. I know that was the case for me personally. So the reality is, how can these gentlemen wanted to be able to have a program where you can actually benefit from having healthcare without replacing what you already have. And that's kind of how this all started. This was the mission behind it. And I don't know, we're a couple million people in the plan now in 10 years, and it's growing every day. And it's literally amazing on the benefits that it provides, because it not only will help you as the insured in your company, the employee, but it will help their families as well. So why don't we get into a little bit, G, on the benefits?
Well, when I asked you a few questions, while you all are going to that link that we talked about, because I'd love to see the numbers of individuals who are affiliated with some type of business, so that tomorrow and the days to come, we can literally fill out the information and get back to you how this can truly benefit you. Because part of my excitement about this is when I first got there, and they would tell me these big companies that know these things about it, the Piggly Wigglies of the world, the Denny's of the world, all of them are utilizing this, and they're having massive savings, all the way down to some municipalities with tens of thousands of people on it. They're having these massive savings. And of course, we'd love to represent some of those companies that got your 5,000, 10,000, 20,000 individuals in it. But near and dear to us, as it always is to find companies, the little guy, to try to help them out. Because while some people and some companies, if they lost, a few $1,000s, it may not matter as much. But the little guy, you lose that kind of money because you're paying too much. It could have a devastating effect on your month, on your quarter, on anything else. So there are a couple of questions that I would like to ask. And of course, you all are not there, but you can fill that chat box up and say, let us know. For instance, if your company could provide a supplemental insurance whereby the copay would be taken care of. There would be no copay if you went to your PCP, where you would literally not have to pay a copay for your prescription drug. My question now becomes, would you want to hear more? And if you, audience, you can chime out, it's okay. It's not going to stop me, because it's one of those where it is just amazing as to how this works. And for 10 years, most of us didn't know anything about it. And so now it's our mission to take this across the country as much as we can to some of the little guys. And just to let you know, I've been in some really interesting places throughout. I was in Kansas a few weeks ago. I was in Missouri a few weeks ago. I've been down to North Carolina. I've been down to Georgia.
Hawaii.
I knew you were going to tell folks that. That was a hard job to go and do a presentation to some folks in Hawaii. But I got it done, and I'm so grateful that some of them want me to come back and do this presentation again.
Who else was in Hawaii that same week?
Oh,
that's right. Donna was there. I didn't get invited for that trip, right?
Yes. And it was amazing when you start looking at the faces of some of these business owners from these various places. Like, what are you talking about? We've never heard of this. It's got to be some type of scam. But this is built off of 2 Internal Revenue codes, Section 125, Section 104, A3. So it's real live. And just to leap way forward so that you want to continue to pay attention to what we're talking about, this right here comes with a 13-page legal opinion that's been vetted by, a top 5 law firm?
An ERISA attorney.
Yes, benefits attorney.
And the IRS.
And the IRS. So let's talk about some of the benefits, because if I told them they could have these things with virtual care, with virtual health benefits.
Yeah, it's not just, so the benefits of the plan is, of course, your no copays, no deductibles for your primary care, urgent care, right? No deductible, no copay for 85% of the most common prescriptions written. But then it also has a telemedicine component to it for the employee and their entire family, with no copays, no deductibles or anything. Unlimited mental health telemedicine, no copays, no deductibles. So now your whole family can have access to this care that you wouldn't normally be able to afford to pay for everyone in the family to go for, whether it's therapy or whether it's for, an urgent care visit, or, which, allows you to now have access to this care.
And
But
guess what? With this, I'm sorry to cut across you, because I get chills every time I think about this. So no one's gonna believe me, so I'll get Donna to tell them. What do you think the net cost for having this in play with BT? What's the net cost to the employee by having this?
Zero.
Don, go and tell them.
Because this is structured on two different tax codes, there is for about 90% plus employees across the country, there is no net cost to you. And in fact, you see an increase in your take-home pay because there is a pre-tax component and then there is a post-tax component that gets put into your pay. And she's over there shaking her head because she's on it. I'm on the plan. He's on the plan. It's a limited schedule of benefits, so that's important to say because it can stand on its own for smaller companies that can't afford major medical yet or aren't required to have it. But it also is built to complement your major medical because this is very proactive in nature, and then save your major medical for reactive, like you have to have surgery, right? Or you break a leg and have to go to an orthopedic, so that's a specialist, okay? Use your major medical for that, but complement it with this coverage because again, it comes at no cost, no deductible, no copay. Now there are a few that may see a decrease in their take-home pay, right? But it's based on two things. What is their gross income? What is their W-4? But they still get all of these benefits at no deductible and no copay. I know one lady that has a son that had a lot of medications he was on, was costing her $150 a month. She came out $11 deficit, but both of those medications are on the formulary list where they're at no cost to her. So she came out to the positive like $130.
Is that amazing?
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Is that amazing?
Yes.
And it's real.
And it gets better. It gets better, right? So we got in-home lab testing. So the company's gonna send you a lab test. The technology today is you do like a diabetes test, but you can prick your finger and take a sample and mail it back in. It's all paid for. They pay the postage and everything. And it'll give you a full metabolic panel, all of your blood work evaluations and everything. So now you have no copays, no deductibles for those. And that's for once a year. Veterinary telemedicine. Something happens to one of your pets, right? I mean, we all have them, we all love them, but we don't take them to the vet very often because that's a $500 bill right there.
And it's not called a spouse, Ms. Knight.
I'm just gonna keep rolling because it's not good. But being able to call a vet unlimited to ask questions, to find out what you should do for your pet, that's included. They've tried to create this so that it includes the family, includes your pets, and increases the take-home pay. For the business, that's really critical because they're fighting every day to try to just keep being able to provide benefits because the costs go up every year. Well, if Champion Health is covering those expenses, those claims on all of those things, it's not going on the major medical, so that helps mitigate those increases in premiums, and then sometimes can even lower their premiums. So now the company's going to be able to start saving money, and they're going to be paying less FICA tax. So we helped the company the other day. They had, I think it was 50 employees, and was it like $10,000 or $12,000? It was saving them. It was more than that. I can't remember the numbers off the top of my head, but just in the money they're already spending. If you understand how FICA tax works, and they're saving $573 a year per employee.
$573.60.
Yep.
So now
$573.60 per year per employee. And it's an amazing thing where you start talking about the bills that you have to pay, especially for a lot of you who are listening to us here. You're a small company. Every dollar counts. And you have no idea that you're spending money that you don't have to spend if you just look, as we would say in our business, under the hood to try to figure out how Section 125 and how Section 104A3 works for individuals. And that 573, it comes with some math that's there, but it's real easy math. And you want me to start running through numbers, or you want to do it? I'll take it until she tells me to shut up. With this, the overall savings for an employer is $91.80 per month per employee. with that, and I'll just do it in summary fashion, there is a cost for us to be paid. It's called an administration fee, okay? We get paid that. That's $44 a month. But if we can show you how to save $91.80 per month per employee, why wouldn't you mind sharing that savings with us to pay? And at the same time, we're going to leave you with the vast majority of that, which is $47.80 per month per employee times 12. I'm not a math whiz, but I've memorized this number. It's $573.60 per year per employee. So when Eric's talking about the individuals who are on there and the person with 50 employees, you just multiply 573.60 times 50 employees. Me, I'm down to a small firm, but I enjoy that $6,000 plus that I'm gonna save in the course of a year. It can go towards my retirement and not AKA's hyphen to her name, okay? But so why not do something great for your employees at the same time doing something financially great for you?
Yeah, I mean, because when companies, I work with companies across the country, and when you get into the numbers of multiple thousand employees, because there's like a university with multiple campuses, and they're feeling financial strain, right? They don't have the donors giving them money that they used to, and they have thousands of employees. I mean, you're looking at sometimes millions of dollars that you can save these companies that they then can reposition in their budget to get to the, you want to call it the black instead of the red, right? So, I mean, it's been very enlightening in some of the presentations I've done, just to the true impact, small company or large. And Donald's very correct. I mean, the smaller companies need to hear about this too, because it gets them a track to run on where they're saving money. They're offering better benefits to their employees. Their employees are happy. We've done some studies on it. It's helping with employee retention, because if they leave, it doesn't go with you, right? So your new employer has to offer it as well, right? So it's helping with employee retention, especially when they see that increase in their take-home pay. So it's been a great experience to help some companies, actually some that may have been considering closing, to like, okay, we're going to go ahead and do this, and we're going to implement it for a year, and let's see. And then they're so excited and so happy about the results that they saw. They just continue on, and then they've been able to hire more people.
It's a benefit that if your friends knew about this, they would want to work where you're working. And if you can recruit individuals because of some of the benefits, why not go after the best and the brightest and those with a strong work ethic versus having some of those individuals who are there for a paycheck. But those individuals that you can recruit with that strong work ethic are coming in, they're not going to want to lose that job, because all of a sudden now you have to go see a doctor twice a year, your PCP, and that's $30 copay. $60 doesn't sound like a whole lot, but believe me, if you don't mind spending $60, everybody who's listening to me, please donate that, because I have a charitable fund called the Donald G. Fund that you can send that to, because it does mean a lot. You go into a restaurant and they tell you that it's $35 for that meal. You want to know why it's not $29 or $25. You want that $10 haircut off of that. So you want to be able to have those savings, even if you're just going those 3 times. And if you're like me, man, I'm old. I heard Miss Knight talk about she is 61. Well, I am 66. You all have to excuse Eric. For some reason, he has been coughing all day long. So he told us that he's probably going to have to step away, and we think he's going to live. It's just that he got something in his throat when he was coming up from North Carolina. But when you start talking about some of those finer things, specifically prescriptions, I have 3 prescriptions, and they're supposed to be $15 per month times 3. That's $45. And I don't care what your walk of life is and what your income level is. If you could save $45 per month on these 3 prescriptions, you would want to do that. If not, I know where you can donate $45 to every month if you have it like that. And so when you start feeling the value of what that gives you, and we talk about next the virtual things. You heard her talk about the virtual things. With that, there are days when heck, something's bothering me, but I do not have time to go out and get to a brick and mortar facility, but I just want to figure out what's going on with me. What can they do with that, Donna?
What can they do with that?
Yeah, if they don't feel like going outside to a doctor.
Have a virtual doctor visit.
Okay, and with that virtual doctor's visit, do I just get anybody that comes on? Or can I get a specific doctor if I want that doctor? If I've seen him, can I get him again? And can I get him again? And can I get him again?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
tell us.
Yeah. No, so the virtual component, there is direct primary care virtually for employee plus family. Okay, it's unlimited. And again, it comes at no deductible, no copay. And then another component of that is the virtual mental health care. That has 3 different levels. The first one is called Bella. It's AI driven. Like, let's say you're not comfortable yet speaking with another human, but you want to have a conversation. That was created, I believe, by Johns Hopkins. The second level is certified peer-to-peer. Okay, so let's say you're going through something like bereavement, right? And you just really want to talk to somebody that's lost their mom or lost their dad before. You can find a certified peer that can just talk you through that. Or if you are in that stage where you feel you really need licensed mental health care, then that is the strong level of the virtual mental health care. You can go to a doctor virtually and then say, I didn't really jive with that doctor. You can go in and ask for another doctor. And then once you find one that you really connect with, that they get you and get what you're going through, then they will put you on your treatment plan based on whatever the outcome was.
So Donna, when you say that if there's someone who, say I lost a loved one, and I want to try that
Peer-to-peer?
peer-to-peer level. So that means they're going to link me up with someone who may have had a loss, or?
Yeah, I mean, you have to go in, this is app driven. Okay, so anything and everything with this program is on an app. iPhone, Android, what have you. You can get it on your laptop as well. But you can go out there and there's questions that they ask you so they can get you connected to the right individual. And if there isn't one, then they'll get you one as close to whatever you've been going through, right? Now, with me saying that this is app driven, the whole purpose of this for the owners that created this program not only is to get health insurance into as many hands as possible, but it's to help the employment staff, if you will, become healthier. Because when you as an individual are healthier, number one, you're better for you and your family, but you're not going to take as much time off work, right? So you're more there for your employer. So every month you're going to do a virtual treatment based on an assessment that you take. Similar to going to your primary care doctor, they give you that clipboard and say, hey, fill out all this paperwork and bring it back to the window, and then we're going to call you back, right? Same type of thing. But the questioning of how this was built, it creates this, well, doubling my words, but it creates a specifically curated program to whatever your needs are, right? So when I did it initially, it was high cholesterol. How can I get high cholesterol? So I do a virtual treatment every month, which satisfies that post-tax component portion of the tax code and plan. But what that does is, like, I'm learning about ways of reducing my cholesterol so I don't have to be on medication forever, right? That's a huge positive for me. But it could be you have high blood pressure. It could be you want to stop drinking. Yes, sir.
No, I have high blood pressure.
Have high blood pressure. It could be you want to lose weight. It could be a multitude of things. And then every year you redo that health risk assessment so the program stays up to what you need. Now, that being said, it's not cumbersome. It can be a 45-second video from a doctor at the Mayo Clinic, or it can be a white paper on the subject written by a physician that you read, okay? I have found great information, and I really have been able to, the last time, I'm 61 as well, right? I just had to replace a life insurance policy that went out. My blood work, because I'm following this, was so good. At my age, I got preferred plus rating.
And that's a month to
That
month or a
does
yearly
not happen.
savings.
That does not happen.
Yes.
So, I mean, my premium on my new life policy at my age was like if I was like 25 or 30. So the information and the treatments that you take really do help you become healthier.
And that's the important side about this. We talk about how you can get all of these things, all these benefits, but at the same time, put more money in your pocket. But it affects so many other things that you're doing, such as getting other benefits, such as life insurance. If you can reduce that premium down, and at 61, you start talking about what the life expectancy is, you're talking 20 plus years of having to pay that premium to some degree. And if you're paying $100 more a month because your health sucks, that's unfortunate when you can take some preventative care, especially if you go on this, it's going to notify you as to how to do it and get yourself healthier. You know, help yourself lose some weight. I'd love to get rid of high blood pressure, but I'm borderline, and I had to put that into my assessment most recently, and they're giving me activities and things to do to reduce that down. But if this were a time that my life insurance came up for renewal, I'd be paying some crazy premium just because of my health, my recent health. So I'm hoping that when it comes back around again, that I'm better, and they can look at that as an aberration from some years gone by. So with that, for those of you who are out there, I really want to see if you have a business and you care about what that bottom line is. It doesn't cost you anything to fill out that form. You go to sghbusinesssolutions.com. It's going to send you to a link. It's going to have less than 10 questions. Why don't you fill that out? And then we'll email you back what we believe, if those are the number of employees that you have, what your savings could be. But not only what we've talked about, there are other benefits that go with this. And for instance, does it matter the state that you're in? Heck yeah, it matters about the state that you're in as it relates to your business, because of the tax implications of the premiums that's paid and how they're taken out pre-tax dollars. It reduces the overall income. Okay? With that, guess what? Your workers' compensation premiums could be reduced based on where you are in life. And I know for a fact, if you are in Virginia, it's what's called an NCCI state, the National Council on Compensation Insurance. And with that, my workers' comp premium was reduced from last year because I'm on this plan and the tax implications that go with it.
Yeah, there's been 3 different major case studies done on this plan by national level insurance carriers. One was 5 years, one was 7 years, and one most recent by a financial institution. But on average, now again, the FICA tax savings for an employer, that's a locked in amount, okay? For the workers' comp premium, it depends on if you're in an NCCI state or not, but on average across the country right now.
What do you mean by locked in amount? Use the G word. Go on and tell them, use the G word. It's
guaranteed.
It's guaranteed.
Guaranteed.
That FICA tax savings is not an estimate. It's not anything.
Guaranteed.
It is guaranteed. Don't y'all like the G word coming from the G? Okay.
But for the workers' comp impact, the case studies that were done, on average, companies are saving $140 annually in workers' comp premium, okay, for the employees that are enrolled in the CHAMP plan.
Per employee.
Per employee. per employee, 100. So if you have 100 employees enroll in this plan, and the average, and again, this is the nationwide average, depending on the state you come from, that's another significant savings to your bottom line.
And with the states that we've been tracking so far, I know Hawaii does, so I'm gonna try to get a whole lot of clients over there. Virginia does, South Carolina does, Florida does. North Carolina, they misbehaved evidently and didn't get into the NCCI program, but there are 35 states in this country that has that implication to it. They're NCCI states, plus the District of Columbia. So if you have a business in DC, it's an NCCI jurisdiction, and so you'll have that projected income decrease in your workers' comp premium, because those workers' comp premiums, they're gonna come around every year, and they're gonna come around fast. And if you don't have those things, you're subjecting yourself really to bankruptcy. If something happens, especially if something catastrophic happens, you don't have workers' comp. That's what protects all employers throughout this country from something major happening. It was put in place, decades ago to protect employers. And if you think that you can get away with it and say, well, I don't have a construction worker, the likelihood of somebody falling and breaking their leg is slim and none, so I want to try to save some money. I'm not going to jump on this workers' comp. Trust me, as that lawyer who sues in personal injury, I don't care if you have workers' comp or not. If you have assets in that company and you don't have workers' comp, I'm coming after your company. So do yourself a favor. One, have workers' comp, but two, let's talk about the CHAMP plan. Let's talk about the CHAMP plan, because if you don't like paying that premium, at least if you're in one of those 35 states or the District of Columbia, it can have a reduction, but it's something that you have to have per employee.
Yeah, and it can also have, based on how it works with workers' comp, similarly, not exactly the same, but similarly, it can help reduce your general liability cost as well. So a lot of great things to consider. Really hope that you all reach out and fill out that form.
Yes.
Because there's a lot of information. We're trying to keep it high level, but there's so much detail in this thing, and it's wonderful. It's a great plan.
We love to talk about this plan, and we'd love to talk to anybody who is an employer or any employee who's at that level where they can reach out to their HR and point us to their HR or point us to the owner of that company. Just because you don't own a company and you're listening tonight, it's okay, but you may know somebody that knows somebody who owns a company or they're at a level that we can speak with them to try to make this happen. Because as we said earlier, it's 10 years running with this, and I don't believe that this is going anywhere. And then when you look back, for every dollar that you spent last month, 6 months ago, in FICA taxes that you did not have to spend, you're going to kick yourself when you hear about this. You're going to kick yourself, because these are monies that you're not going to get back. But a lot of folks want to spend their time trying to figure out how real this is versus bombard us. Let us be able to show you how real it is. At the same time, what your projected savings would be, what you would be looking at, and whether you're in an NCCI state or not. And from there, you can make your decision, and you can always do your own due diligence. If you got a business, there are lawyers out there that will talk to you about your business. But if the lawyer doesn't know, you got to talk to that CPA, you better talk to that CFO in those companies, because those are the individuals who will get down into the weeds and look at what's commonly called the cafeteria plan, Section 125 of the Internal Revenue Code, or Section 104A3 of the Internal Revenue Code that deals with your preventative care. I mean, some of the things, and I don't know if we got too deep into that, but what if you could get your mammogram for free?
Yeah, there's 100% preventative care services for the employees as well. So anything that comes through the Patient Protection and Affordable Care Act is covered.
Buy the champ.
No deductible, no cost, no copay. Yeah,
And what's the one that they've been working on? Excuse me, I saw hands. I want to take that. Go on.
Suppose I know, like my Uncle Bob has a trucking company, has 500 employees, and I get you guys to come out, to talk to, Uncle Bob, and Uncle Bob signs on with you all. Is there some type of residual for that person in terms of referral, since everybody is not, at that point right now?
Well, we would have that discussion about that at that time, okay? But if you've got Uncle Bob, I want to talk to him now,
Okay.
okay? For every Uncle Bob, Aunt Louise, and anybody else, we want to be able to talk to them right now. Because every waking day and every time you make your payroll, whether it's weekly or bi-weekly, you at least need to know what you're losing, what you're not losing. The other side to that is, most employers don't take the time. And I think my employees would tell you that my employees would tell you that I'm oftentimes going to that office, you okay, trying to figure out what the real needs are. Yeah, you can't always give an employee money just because they have a bill problem, but at the same time, you can try to figure out what to do to try to help them along. And one of the things that we've done for years, and anybody who's ever been under the McEachin and G umbrella or the G Law Firm umbrella will tell you they've enjoyed health insurance at no cost to them. And when I say that, no contribution, they get it, Blue Cross Blue Shield, free. Okay? Yes, I could have paid for a few college educations with that kind of money, had a wonderful retirement, but it means a lot for my staff to make sure that they can go and get the treatment that they need to get. Well, you heard Eric say earlier that about 52% of the individuals who have some of these benefits, if they're not flush with money, they still may not use it because the co-pays may be too high and the deductibles may be too high. One, we tried to get an affordable plan to help them go, but once I ran across this, there is no reason, no basis for our individuals to not to get checked out, not to be seen. The other thing about that is, I just believe that I deserve for them to want to be on the CHAMP plan because now it gives me something back called reduction in FICA taxes. It gives me something back that is a reduction in my workers' comp premium while they're getting these elevated benefits.
if I could, I wanted to add to another thing that we will do for the employers as they are looking at this program and considering it. At no cost and no obligation, they will do what they call a payroll analysis. So the company can upload in a secure link, and we're SOC 1, SOC 2 certified, their most recent payroll, and we're going to do an analysis on every employee so they can see pre-champ, post-champ, how was the employee impacted and what is going to be their increase in take-home pay. So that way we do presentations, we give examples out there, but that's very helpful to employees or employers, I should say, to see the actual financial impact that they stand to create for their employers or their employees. I'm getting on that. I'm tired.
We've been doing this all day long. And I'll be quite candid with you. I woke up this morning at 3:17. One, to make sure I had certain things done at the G Law Firm, but two, just trying to figure out, based on the various ordinances, how we're going to strike a nerve and do certain things with them, and also be brief enough to move on to the next one. And with this one, travel from our last destination, Blackstone to here. I don't know how long it took, but it's a nice little run. We came up from there. And the beautiful part about it, we're going to be back down there in that neck of the woods again tomorrow, because rural Virginia doesn't have enough representation around to go out and spout out some of these benefits. So getting employer versus employee, I do it all the time in my conversations that I have. But just the magic of this, and it's not magic, it is just sound law and statutes that gives us benefits solid as a rock. And if you don't know about them, then you can't act on them. One thing that we haven't touched on, and we got how many minutes? Okay.
We'll give
I've heard you all go overtime. This is important to those people who have been listening to us. Man, hey,
I'm trying to be respectful of everybody's time.
well, see, this is called Let's Talk Tuesday. And what did y'all say? AK and cruising around? Well, y'all gave me the mic. And what happens when you give the lawyer a mic? You might not get it back unless I see a black road.
Were you gonna get a dance like they did and close it out?
Then I'll be convicted of some crime, okay? But with it, if one, communicate with us so we can show you how real it is. But oftentimes there's that fear that, man, I've got to go through a whole lot to input this into our system. No, when we did it, it was harmless and it took no time to do it. And let me go back real quick because I'm not sure if you heard us. One, you don't have to change any benefit that you have. Two, I'm willing to take on slight bets that most likely you won't have to change your treating physician, because we have something that's called a locator, and with that locator, we can tell within 5 miles, 10 miles, 25 miles, 50 miles, who accepts this plan. And because of its marketing name and trade name, you go, I've never heard of this, but I bet you Donna's gonna mention something to you that's gonna trigger a bell as to who's really behind this thing.
Well, it's actually through First Health Providers, which is under the Aetna umbrella of companies. And Aetna is the second largest carrier of medical insurance in the country.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
The big wigs decided they wanted to do something for folks, and the little people like us have caught hold of it to bring it to some of these medium-sized companies and smaller companies to be able to do it. And back on the fact that having it implemented, it's real easy. If you say, I'd love to do something like this, but I just can't take the time to do it, that's why we travel around the country. And we have teams and pockets that will help you do that, help you get this set up to be able to use it week after week, a bi-weekly, a monthly, however that may be. Yes, sir.
Question for you, especially with the pricing of health insurance. Not a lot of companies may not have a health plan, or they may have a health plan and not all of the employees enroll in that plan. They may be on, say, a spouse's plan with a whole entire different company. Will the CHAMP plan work for those employees
Yes.
who are not even signed up with the insurance for their parent company, or don't have insurance at all? Well, should I say they're on their spouse's insurance at another company? Will it work that way?
I'm going to use as an example Angela Knight with the hyphen name, okay? And with her having that hyphen name, if Angela had a spouse and her spouse had insurance and she didn't have her own insurance through the G Law firm, yes, the CHAMP plan would work the same way. Because if she's on her spouse's insurance, even though it's not with that company, she will go in there with that card and they go, ma'am, Wilson-Knight, your copay is, and she'll go, no, I have the CHAMP plan, okay? And when she shows that, she gets it into the system. And you know, what's so really cool, I have to tell the story. I was doing a presentation somewhere and I said, Angela, can you go by CVS to get my meds? Because it was time for me to get meds. She comes back and she wants to tell me something that I already knew. She said, I picked them up and they're free. I'm like, yeah, because I'm on this CHAMP plan. Picked them because they're free. But yes, even though they're on their spouse's plan, it works the same way.
Even if the employer is not big enough to offer major medical yet, this can stand on its own. Okay, so it either works like an overlay or connected program with major medical if you have it, or smaller companies can offer this until they get to the point where they can offer major medical. Yeah. Yep.
So the CHIP plan cover everything for business as far as trying to get insurance. Like right now, I'm trying to get dental insurance, health insurance, all in one bundle. For my whole business, I run a landscaping detailing and other service type of business. A lot of the insurance companies that I've been calling only cover like parts of what I do. They don't cover the complete business. Like they might only cover landscaping. They might not cover my detailing, my power washing. Is that involved in the check plan as far as like covering everything that I do? And does it have every benefit like life insurance?
No, the CHAM plan is just the benefits that we talked about from a medical perspective.
Okay.
It does not include dental, vision, or like your commercial insurance for your business. That's completely separate, yeah.
But we know individuals that
Yeah,
we can get you
we
to
actually
look
can
at
write
that
that for you.
whole package. Yes, that's part of this team in here. We could take a look at your package, see what you want, and try to get you some quotes on all of those things.
I need
So,
that.
yes, well, you can contact us as soon as I give up this mic, and man, I'm gonna give up this mic real soon, because I got somebody I can contact. So I'm not gonna, yes.
Our website will show all that.
Yes, as we've said before, I'm not the best at pumping this up, but yes, sghbusinesssolutions.com. And you go to our website, you'll see all of the wonderful things that we do, and we're in partnership with some other groups also that can, if we can't do it, we can get you to some of the right people that we know, that we trust and work with to try to make this happen. Because again, the way all these things are out here now, and I'm not getting into politics, I'm just getting into my gas tank needs filling up again, and the prices are crazy. I need to be able to find some way of supplementing a tank of gas. And that CHAM plan is helping me save a few dollars, either with that's my prescriptions and things of that nature. Yes, sir.
So throughout the course of the conversation, y'all mentioned a lot about the no deductible and the no cost for insurance. I mean the copay. So is it one of those? Because I know a lot of people might ask this, or they might want to ask it, but I'm gonna ask it for them. So in those instances, a lot of programs that you have will say you pay those fees up front, and we'll reimburse you that full, that full fee back.
Great question. Absolutely not. We're not deducted quacks at all. This is not a reimbursable plan. When you're going to end up paying this out because of the tax breaks, most people are going to get an increase in pay. But no, you walk in with that app, and we haven't gone fully through everything that the app does. And it only tells us we have a few more minutes, but we'll come back if we're invited. But no, you go in, you tell that doctor, I have a CHAM plan, and the doctor goes, oh, that's the magic shield right there. And yes, I do accept that magic shield. So bye-bye, go sit down, we'll call you in a second, type thing. And with that, it makes it so much cleaner than you having to figure out where you've been and what you're doing and then reapply for it. So that PCP, most likely because how large Aetna is, that PCP most likely is going to accept it. So if you have a business and you're wondering about your W-2 employees, whether they're going to have to change their doctors and things of that nature, we have something called a locator. And the magic of that is we can put in a zip code. What's the zip code here? 23224? Yeah. We can put that zip code in and we can tell you 5 miles, for instance, every facility around here who accepts that, 10 miles, 50 miles, we can tell you who accepts it. And you'd be amazed that oftentimes it's thousands of people, and you wonder why. If there are so many physicians and nurse practitioners that accept this plan, how come you've never heard of it before? You know how I know you haven't heard of it. That's the magic of us coming here tonight, okay? To be able to tell you about this.
One more question. I noticed you just said W-2 employees. What
Yes.
about those companies that may have those 1099 employees?
Those independent contractors, they won't qualify under these statutes to be able to do that.
Because remember, this is structured under tax code and 1099s, you're not holding their taxes, so that's why, yeah. Now, some part-time employees can still get it. So I have had clients that they have 10 part-time employees, but they make enough money that they still see the benefit of it, so they can enroll.
And we do have a program for independent business owners that are 1099 that can still be able to get the plan themselves. So
that's
they
why
can
you
go to the
contact
website.
SGH.
Yeah, contact
Business
us,
Solutions.
and we'll help explain that as well.
I just felt like somebody had that question that won't get to ask it, so I asked it for them.
Well, let me ask you this, are there any more questions that you want to ask for someone else who is not here?
No, I'm good.
You sure about that?
Positive.
Going once?
I'm positive.
Gone. Okay.
All right.
Young, I've heard you say, that they got to be W-2 employees. That is one that qualifies, is that correct?
With the champ plan, yes.
Okay.
But as Eric indicated to you, if you contact us, sdhbusinesssolutions.com, we'll be able to point you to some other products that you can utilize for that purpose, okay? So W-2, and the magic number for annual income is what, $22,500?
Around there, yeah.
Around $22,500. The math works wonderfully. If they're making above that, you'll see the math work wonderfully. Any other questions? Any other questions in the sake of people who are not here? Yes, so we're around. You can contact us, go to their website, and we will respond to you. We've got a team of folks who are ready to accept the information you bring and also get you a guesstimate estimate and what your guaranteed savings would be based on a solid number of employees that you have. Yes, ma'am.
There's someone left a message online saying how many employees a small company has to have in order to get the plan.
Well, the beauty of this whole thing is when we first got into it, it was 5, okay? But then I'll just tell you, some loudmouths started fussing around and all of a sudden they go, hey, let's try this thing with 2. So all you out there with 2, 3, 4, 5, 105, we want to talk to you. See if we can help you save some money. Was that a question, sir, that you wanted to ask, but the person actually asked it now? Yes, are there any other questions? Donna, is there anything else that?
No, I was just gonna say, thank you for this opportunity and speaking with all of you. It's been great. I've really enjoyed meeting everyone and being able to do this with Donald and Eric. If we can get him to stop coughing, poor guy. But yeah, it's been great.
Well, the good part about it is he started coughing, and they always say things about me because I love to talk. But we'd have been here another hour longer if we had had Eric wound up to be able to communicate. But no, it's great being partners with these individuals because they're very knowledgeable about it. And to some degree, other than the fact that, yes, we can make income off of doing these type things, it does us a solid to be able to talk to the community and some of these small individuals where a few dollars matter, tens of thousands of dollars matter. And to that, I look at the fact that with just my workers' comp decrease in that premium, I can buy additional things, whether it's copy paper or what's that crazy stuff that goes into those copy machines? Toner. Man. So that's that discount. Plus with all the things that, all the FICA tax savings, I'm rebudgeting. This year, when January came, I started looking at my budget items a little bit differently because of the savings that I could have in doing it. And so whether you're a startup business, but if you got employees or you've been running around for 50 years, we'd love to have an opportunity to talk with you. I'm going to call it a day. Is that okay, Mr. Cruz?
Thank you all. Thank you very much.
All right, just give a round of applause again. Thank you for that awesome presentation and information. And since you are our sponsor, I'm not gonna tell you couldn't stop talking.
That's right. Thank y'all so much. Did y'all enjoy that?
Yeah.
Did you learn something from it? There are a lot of people online. I saw a lot of people online watching, so that's gonna be a good thing. So I'm not sure what's gonna happen in the morning, but I think we're gonna have something here. So I think they should come back. Can you guys come back within a month? And let's do this again?
You can talk about enough to answer that.
No, I want to be on the record, recorded. First of all, the question was, can we come back in a month or so? That's recorded, correct?
Yeah.
The answer is twofold. Yes and hell yes.
All right. So we're gonna see them back in 30 days and come back. And let's do this all over again, right?
All right.
Absolutely.
Okay, so
Just hyphenate. That's
I got something for all y'all next week. I'm just saying, I got something for every last one of you next week. And Mr. G, you're more than happy to come back next week. I gotta address a few things that you said, sir, about my hyphenate.
You can't say it at work.
Exactly, Eric. I can't say it at work. But I can on this platform.
Just slip that note to me, I'll take care of it.
Got you. Thank y'all so much for coming out. We have some folks in the building. My artists are in the building. I want to recognize them. Twin, raise your hand. Recording artist Twin is in the house. Recording artist Blue Crew is back here. These are two artists that I manage. They're in the building. We got Radio 1 is in the building. Nathan Thomas is in the building. Thank you guys for all the rest of you have own businesses. Thank y'all for coming. Blue Crew's wife is back there. Tanya Wade in the building. We got Seven Soul Singer. Creature Souls is in the building today. We got some folks to sing in the building, y'all. So we're gonna roll out of here. Blue Crew, take us out. We got our DJs, our house DJs, our USA is in the building. DJ Crew is in the building. Donna, thank you so much. Eric, thank you. Tony G, thank you guys for coming. This is Blue Crew new single. We going out with it, y'all. Let's go. You got any last words?
Yeah. Blue Big Radio, one of our things is that radio station. Blue Jam, R&B, I'm so thankful for BlueBigRadio.com right now.
Yeah, let's go. Let's talk Tuesday. Let's talk about it.
The way you smile, the dancing style, it just tells me that it's driving me wild. Come dance with me. Heart beats, let it flow. Ooh, girl, it's looking fine. Tonight she looking mine.
The first thing that you need to do is to make sure you get yourself to as safe place as you can. Find yourself a competent attorney who practices in personal injury and will understand some of the things that you're going through. And as I tell people, for 33 years I've been doing this. I've had my own accident. So I would like to be one of those individuals that they would interview so I can at least try to find out how I can best help them myself.